Now that trade is officially being played in CS2, I figured it was time to make a must-know nade video for trade. Now in this video, we're going to be showing lineups that were being used by the pros in the first games that they played, as well as some lineups that I made up and I think are good. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Now trade is a very unique map because a lot of the nades that you're throwing are actually thrown at the beginning of their round so that you can take early map control. There's not a ton of set util that you throw for execs, especially on A. So let's cover a lot of the smokes that you could throw, like the camera smoke that we're looking at and the sandwich smoke. Let's start with the camera smoke because that one's really easy. You're going to line up in front of this pole right here, and it's easy to remember because it's the only one that has a stain on it. And once you get here, you're going to find this roof and then jump throw. That's going to be a camera smoke. Of course, the smoke is very strong if you throw it by itself because it denies that early aggression for the CTs. Maybe they want to come and peek right away. Well, now they can't because it's smoked. And it's also very useful the longer that it's up in the round because as you're taking fights onto the A site, it continues to smoke off camera as well as Ivy. Now, if you pair that with a sandwich smoke, which I'm about to show you the lineup to, it can be very devastating. Now, before I show you this lineup, I need to ask you something very important. Are you subscribed? Well, if you're not, why not? Takes 2 seconds and it's an easy way to support the channel. So to throw the sandwich smoke, we're going to line up right here in front of this pole that says free. Find this stain right here on the wall. Very hard to find this at the beginning, but once you practice it, it'll stick out a little bit more, and then give it a jump throw. This smoke will smoke off sandwich, and this one again is very strong because it lets you get out towards back red and kind of take a little bit more map control. And if you throw both of them at the same time, it could be a very deadly combo. And if you want to do that, I can actually show you a nice utility set, or if you have a teammate drop you a smoke, you can throw both smokes at the same time. So for the sandwich smoke, it's the same as before. You find the stain and give it a jump throw, and after you pick up your teammate's smoke, you go straight up from where you threw that smoke all the way up to this rail, and then you're going to tap W jump throw, and you should get actually the sandwich and the camera smoke in a pretty time efficient manner. So anybody that wants to run out A with some good flashes shouldn't have any issues in scaling and catching all of these CTs off guard. So speaking of good flashes, let me show you some ones that I think are very strong. So if you want to go for an A rush, the first one I'd recommend is by lining up on this wall to where you can see the pipe and then walk throwing the first one. And for the second one, once you get on that corner, you just aim here and then jump throw. And if you have teammates drop you extra flashes here, it could be a very crazy combo because the first flash lands deep. So anybody that tries to fight camera, let's say they maybe get here before the smoke or they want to come through, that flash is going to land up here and it'll blind them. And it doesn't blind your teammates because it lands above the roof here. And then the second follow-up flash lands above them. So when they're scaling out, fighting towards E-box, anybody on the CT side that's trying to fight here early will be getting blinded, and it's a very good flash for you to throw for your team. Highly recommend you throw both of those. That first one, maybe not necessary, but that's the one that I've been throwing and I've been having a lot of success with this. A lot of flash assists onto the enemies, especially like I said again, maybe my opera wants to go for a pick, we can win the fight because I threw that first flash. Now, if you want to go towards B, you have to throw this utility set, so make sure you pay attention. You need to aim at the top of this wall, and as you're coming up the stairs, you're just going to throw it. That smoke is going to land in towards upper B, denying a peek from the CTs, but after you throw that smoke, you're going to pull out your Molotov and you're going to look for the white pillar as you're running along the right part of the wall. And as soon as you see it, you're going to give it a run throw, and that's going to Molotov the top of the ramp. Now, if you throw both of those very quickly, it should look a little something like this. So once we get up to the top of the stairs, we're going to throw the smoke, and then we're going to look for that white pillar. We see it, we're going to run throw. Now, the reason that we're doing this is because it denies that early aggression for the CTs. Maybe they want to come up the ramp. Well, they can't really do that if this Molotov is burning them, and they also can't peek from upper B because it's smoked off. So what that allows you to do is it allows you to take pop dog control.
Hold up, time out. I haven't said the sponsor of the video yet, have I? Today's video is sponsored by SkinsMonkey. Now, if you're not familiar with SkinsMonkey, this is a trade site that allows you to take some of the old and crusty skins out of your inventory, and you can actually trade them in for something a little bit new, a little bit shinier than what you have right now. And it's really easy to do this, actually. All you need to do is log in through Steam, pick the skins that you don't want to use anymore, grab the ones that you do, and then click trade. All trades will pretty much happen immediately, and any balance that you don't use in your trade actually stays on the site for you to use for any future trades that you decide to do.
And right now, if you use the link in the description, you can actually get a 35% deposit bonus, and that's good for up to $100. So let's say you deposit $100, you would actually get $135 on the site if you use my link. So make sure you check out SkinsMonkey, and let's hop right back into the video. Now, in response to all of that early utility, the CTs will try to smoke off T-Con and throw some mollies and nades. So let me show you what they'd like to do. At the beginning of their round, smoking off T-Connector is very simple. You're going to get into this corner, put your crosshair about here, and you're going to walk and jump throw, and your crosshair hits right here. kind of difficult, but the more you practice it, the easier it gets. And as you can see, the smoke will fly through the air and it will smoke off T-con. Now, a lot of the times they're going to be combining this with some utility like some Molotovs and some nades. So let me show you the ones that I like. Most of the time at the beginning of the round, you'll see them run here and jump throw at the bomb train. That's going to be a smoke that lands outside of T-con. So anybody that tries to disrespect the smoke and get out will be burning. I do like that one. I also like throwing it from off of the train because you can also throw a nade, and again, anybody that comes out is not going to be very happy. And there's one more nade that I also really recommend, which is this one right here. As soon as you get around the corner, you can find this line right here and then run and middle click jump throw. Remember, that's holding both buttons at once and then jump throwing once you get close to the boxes. That's going to be a nade that will hit anybody that's coming out for about 50 damage, and it's just overall a very strong nade. Highly recommend that you're throwing that one. Now, as far as dealing with this upper B utility set that I talked about, I haven't seen a lot of good solutions from the CTs, but I did see Rops throw this smoke from in Z. So what he did was he got on top of this curb here and he found this part of the roof and gave it a left click throw. This actually breaks the glass here and then it will smoke off upper B. Now, it doesn't put out the Molotov, but it makes it very difficult for the T's to see anybody that does decide to disrespect the molly and then try to contest for pop tug. Now, you might take a little bit of damage, but you do get the map control, and I did like this solution. Now, this was also paired at the time when they did this with a flash right here. So they had one person run up, Rops throws the smoke, and then this flash right here at the back of Thomas in the middle of the 3 regular jump though. That will be a perfect flash for upper B. As you can see, anybody that tries to come up here and fight will be getting full blinded. So now that we've covered a lot of the early round utility, let's talk about the execs and the late round stuff. Now, again, like I said, A is very unique because most of it is just the camera and the sandwich smoke, because once the fights are done, most people will just freehand anything that they need. Maybe they want a molly back bomb, they will. Maybe they want to smoke Z. Well, most of the time they can do that from right here. They don't even really need a lineup. But if they are going for A rushes or something quick, I have seen a couple of nades, so let me share them with you. Now, the first one is from right here in front of this green train. You can actually smoke off pop dog. All you have to do is you're going to aim right here at the bottom of this green box and then jump throw. Now, that's very easy because what will happen is the smoke will just land in pop dog. You might think, well, why would I want to throw this if I'm going A? Well, it's pretty simple. It's because if somebody has the best spawn, they could still jump in towards pop dog, but also anyone that's flanking in towards B can no longer be useful. That flank is very fast, especially now that it's not a ladder. So by smoking this off on your A rushes, you are actually denying that fast flank, and it's very strong. Now, you can also throw another smoke from here, which is the Z smoke. So if you find the bottom of the second white line just like this and give it a jump throw, that will also be a Z smoke. So maybe you could throw both smokes at the same time. This was something that Vitality did, but instead of throwing the lineup that I just showed you for Z, Apex will actually line up right here where this crack is in the floor. You can remember because it's where the bricks are broken. So he lines up right here, then he puts his crosshair on the right side of this E box and then jump those, and that's also a really strong Z smoke. So again, both of these smokes would make for a really good A rush, especially if you throw the camera smoke. There's not really anywhere for the CTs to play, and that's pretty much all I've seen as far as A exec utility goes right now. So you might notice that we haven't talked a ton about Ivy, and that's just because throwing any nades from here is very dangerous. You can smoke off right side by getting in front of this trash can like so, finding this part where the chain meets the green line and then run throwing. But the problem is that when you throw that, even though it is a very strong smoke, you are completely exposed to the right side, so you'll have to flash off the wall before you do it. But just be careful when you do it. It is a good smoke, but you just have to know the risk. I don't know if this is a must-know smoke, but it is still very strong, so there you go. So let's talk about some of the B exec stuff, because there is actually a little bit more here. If you throw that utility set that I talked about, you can get upper B pretty much every round, and then you can throw an exec. But if you could start with the bottom ramp smoke, and that's just as easy as throwing a smoke bottom ramp, or is it? Because if you throw this one, what can happen sometimes is it can go deep and a person Z or on the top of the red train, or even somebody playing this head glitch right here on the back of Thomas, they can all see you. So with the smoke I'd recommend instead for bottom ramp is find yourself right here on the wall, right before you go down, find this dark spot right here, and then just left click throw. That smoke will actually land on top of Thomas, and instead will actually smoke off all of those angles I just mentioned. That will be smoked, the top of red will be smoked, and of course that annoying head glitch will also be smoked, so you won't have to worry about that anymore. Definitely recommend you throw that one if you're going to smoke ramp, and you can actually pair it with this smoke right here from this box. All you're going to do is find this part right here. I'm not really sure where we're aiming at, to be honest, but where the black and the white kind of meet, a little bit to the right, jump throw. That's going to be a smoke that lands on top of the bomb train, and if you pair that with that ramp smoke, like I said, you have a very good little exec here that you can use on half bias to just get the bomb down. What you don't realize is that this second smoke is actually smoking off a lot of angles. It's smoking off the back of the bomb train, it's smoking off cloud up top, and when you come down, it's also smoking off all of these angles right here. The only thing you need to worry about is anyone playing on the right side of the bomb train, but again, that shouldn't be too hard to have someone hold for you, or once you get out, you could just molly it. Really, it's not too complicated. But maybe you want to take a little bit deeper. We can also smoke Z off, and that one's just as easy as from the same spot right here, you're gonna find this dot. That's it right there, that dot. When you find it, you just give it a regular jump throw. That will be a perfect smoke for Z. It'll bounce out a little bit, so that way it also blocks off these little angles on the left side here. Some of the smokes that land inside of Z don't actually cover these angles, so you still have to deal with this initial first fight, but the one that I just showed you will land out, and it should be really good. You can use this to take in towards deeper, deeper into the bomb site and clear out all these angles, and I think everybody prefers that. Another smoke that's been really useful is the upper B lurk smoke. So if you get stuck in this corner here and then left click at the bottom of the white line, you're going to get a smoke that lets you come out of upper, because of course you don't have to worry about the upper in Z. And then not only can you get out and try to, help your teammates fight, or maybe have this off angle, you can get to the shed, but you can also peek on the left side of the smoke and help your teammates at any point. So let's say you threw that exec from earlier. We got the ramp smoke, the left side bomb train smoke, and the upper B smoke. When people try to come kill the guy planting the bomb, you can surprise them and jump out and get them. So it's a really good smoke. A lot of pros are throwing this. Now, as far as flashing on this site goes, you just need to make sure that you don't throw them too deep, because if you throw them too deep, you're actually going to flash your teammates that are coming out of upper and ramp. So one of the flash lineups that I've seen is on the left side of this middle window here. You're going to find this part of the wood and then crouch and left click throw. These flashes are going to do a really good job at popping right above the entrance here. Won't blind your teammates, and it should blind everybody on the site. So that's what I would recommend as far as execs go. So I think that pretty much covers all of the must-know smokes for train. If I missed any, let me know in the comments below. And who knows, this map is going to evolve a lot. The smokes that I've shown you today might not even be used in a few weeks. So these are just the ones that we know for now. And if you guys want some more advanced stuff, maybe some instant lineups that people are throwing from T-spawn to sandwich, we could do that in the future. But let me know what you guys want to see. And if you guys made it this far, make sure you guys subscribe. And that's all I have for you today.